Welcome back to another interview here at Discover Dunwoody. I am Mark Galvin, the Director of Marketing for Discover Dunwoody. We're so glad you're here. You know what we do. We bring in people, famous people from the Dunwoody area that have great information to share. We really, quite frankly, try to find people that can help give you information to help you enjoy Dunwoody more, or if you're not in Dunwoody, come see Dunwoody. We'd love for you to come and see our shopping, visit our hotels, or even see all of the great restaurants that we have. In fact, we have one opening soon. Grana is opening over there at Ashford Lane. You should definitely go check out Grana. Pat Pasquarella was here and joined us for an interview where we talked about Grana. So go check out that interview and that new restaurant. Do you know somebody that we should talk to? We are always looking for great people here in Dunwoody. If you know someone that you think would be good for us, just go right to our email, info@discoverdunwoody.com. Send us that name. We would love to reach out to them and ask them to join us. So we always, as I mentioned, have great guests, and I'm very excited to introduce all of you to Rachel Waldron. Rachel, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Glad you were here. So you're with Parks and Rec, the TV show.
Yes.
Right? Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right.
Exactly like the show.
What do you do for the Parks and Rec?
So officially, I'm the Recreation Program Manager, and very high level. That means I help facilitate the programming and the events that we have for the city. I also do our social media, our marketing, work closely with you guys, obviously. Yes, it's kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so I will tell you that Rachel's the face of Parks and Rec. For us, no joke, because you are the person we interact with the city when it comes to Parks and Rec, and that's because you do all the events. So I think that from the moment an event is not even baked, you get it, you bring it to life, and you make sure it executes.
That's right.
So it sounds like event management.
Easy as that, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So you started with the city in 2014, but you were not in this role in 2014. What were you doing?
Nope, I was actually under Michael Smith, our Public Works Director, as the Administrative Assistant.
Okay.
Did that for 2 years. Brent Walker, who is now our Parks Director, was the Parks Manager at the time. So worked closely with both of them, so I've known Brent since 2014. And then in 2015, our master plan was released. We saw that there was a huge need for the community to do events and special programming, things like that, and Brent said, great, I cannot do that by myself. So they created the role. It is a lot of work. Yeah, so they created the role of Recreation Program Supervisor, and I came on to the park side 100%. Then over the year, we've added more events, more programs, more people, more amenities, all the things.
So cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we love that because we're always looking for things to talk about that are going on in the city. And we love sharing the things that happen. So everything that happens, well, that actually isn't true. I was going to say everything that happens on a park, you guys are probably planning, but that's not true. The HOA does things in the park. So how would somebody know if the city is planning something versus another organization?
So you're right. We actually do. We have our hands in a little bit of everything. So Dunwoody Homeowners Association, who does our Food Truck Thursdays, 4th of July Parade. Anytime it's in the park, we touch it in some sort of fashion.
Okay.
Whether it's us promoting it, us having hosting a table at the event, our maintenance crew helping with barricades, things like that.
If it's so important.
Yeah.
Right. So
a lot of moving pieces.
So if I were to plan something that you were okay with, you would help me put together the pieces. Like if I need traffic control, if I need to block roads, I really need to talk to your department to get that done.
Right. So any sort of what we call an outside special event, so like a 5K or someone that comes in, big company picnic, things like that. They rent the pavilion, which of course goes through us.
Okay.
But then we also work really closely with community development on the entire permit process. So they send information to us, they send the site plan, parking, crowd control, things like that to community development, comes back to parks to approve everything.
Okay.
Make sure food trucks where we're supposed to go, and they've got adequate restroom facilities, especially if it's a 5K. PD gets involved, for road crossings, things like that. So yeah,
there are a lot of 5Ks that happen in Dunwoody, aren't there? A good 5 or 6.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, we've got a great, and we've had it for years. We've got a great route. So basically, you start at the Brook Run Pavilion Amphitheater area.
Okay.
You do the entire strip of Brook Run, and then where it splits at
You say
Bernal-Shore
the
Park.
strip of Brook Run.
Well,
is
the
that
multi-use trail. Yeah.
Which is,
yeah.
if you haven't seen that multi-use trail,
Dunwoody
it's fantastic.
Trailway.
Is that, the Dunwoody
The
Trailway.
Dunwoody Trailway
Let's
is
call
the
it that.
official
Okay.
name, yeah.
Did you name that?
No,
Okay.
no, that was named before I started. You do that whole loop, and then if you've ever noticed the sign where it says now leaving Brook Run to go to Bernal-Shore, you take that, you come all the way back around, back to Brook Run, and then finish at the pavilion, and that's your 5K. That's your 3.2.
That's nice.
It's a great route, yeah.
Yeah, that's really pretty too. All right, so I was going to ask you this question. You've already done a lot of it, of what do you do? We've already talked about that, but why do you do it?
I don't know, I love the creative component. So I've always been, and my family gives me a hard time about it, I've always been the event planner, if you will, of the family. I've always had some sort of tie-in to events with other careers, with family events, things like that. I just really love taking this idea out of thin air and saying, okay, this would be really cool, how do we make it happen? And then seeing it, all the planning stages, and then seeing it come to life. And then the best part to me is once the event happens and someone comes up, especially little kids, love when little kids do it, they come up and, I'll never forget, a few years ago, some kid said, are you Miss Rachel? Thank you for doing this. And I was like, done, that's it. That's
wow.
right there.
That is so
that
great.
moment right there, yeah.
Recently, our team took a test called Strengths Finders, and it gives you your top 5 skills. I love the Strengths Finders. And I bet one of your top 5 skills has something to do with planning events. So you're really in the right place because you do like it, because I will tell you, not my skill set. Can I do it? 100%. I can do it. I hate it. It's just something about, all that minutia stuff is not my thing.
It's a lot.
There's a person on our staff that's watching this video named Emily. She's like, not Mark's thing. I think that is great that the city was able to find someone like you, had you on staff, and this is a natural space for you.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate to have you in that space because you love it.
Yeah.
Versus that person that could have been set, tapped like, you're going to do this.
You're gonna,
The events wouldn't be nearly as great.
Well,
so
and they did. Some people thought, Brent was crazy because I'd only been with the city for a couple years in public works, and he's like, no, I got you, because he and I worked together at one point at the old city hall. When we needed space, he and I shared a desk, so like very, very close quarters. And I've always had a hand on, when we did rentals, I handled all of that. So he knew my background, and he knew, he's a very smart man, that Brent Walker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, you definitely have to enjoy it, that's for sure. Because you've got to, find the food trucks, you've got to, purchase the swag, you've got to make sure you've got staff at the event. There are so many moving pieces that it's very easy to get overwhelmed.
But you know the pieces, right? This is like, it's not overwhelming because you're rattling off the pieces. Yeah. It's not on a checklist. You probably have something like that. But
I love Excel spreadsheet. I'm a nerd like that.
Checklists are great.
Love a checklist.
Yes.
Love a checklist.
Yes, that reminds me of some podcast that I can't remember recently. That how checklists are so important that, and it just helps you remember. That last thing.
Yep.
It's part of the reasons I have this piece of paper to make sure I don't forget to say something.
Yeah, I have. Everyone makes fun of me. I have a binder. It has Ron Swanson's face on the front of it, and has a tab for each event, and each one has the flyer and the event contacts and the run of show, and it's all in email, and most of it's in my head, but it's like. The binder. Yes. No one loses the binder. They know not to mess with it.
If you decide to go on vacation, somebody can still execute an event. I like that.
That's right.
So, is your job now? All joking aside, is your job like the show Parks and Rec?
Yes.
So I almost want to
going into detail.
The episodes now. Which one? No, I don't want to do that. But there was something before we started recording. This kind of came up.
Yeah.
So there was a Parks and Rec episode where someone left the mic on. It was hot, and this actually happened in Dunwoody.
Yeah, a long time ago.
What happened?
Yep. Story. I wasn't there for it, but the story.
So it's hearsay, but it's still good hearsay.
The story that I hear is there was someone on council who was mic'd up, took a break, went to the bathroom, and forgot to take the mic off.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing crazy was heard or anything like that.
Well, I don't know. The flushing of a toilet, they're like, where's that sound coming from?
Across the chamber,
Oh my gosh.
But
Was it being recorded too, right? Yes. Can you imagine being, you're sitting at home, you're watching a city council meeting, there's a serious topic, and all of a sudden you hear a toilet flushing.
Yeah.
That's classic.
No, and it's so funny because I rewatch the show all the time. It's one of those things that helps me kind of stay refreshed. I know there's something very refreshing about it, and it's like, I'll take an episode and think, okay, we can do some sort of version of that. It's very inspiring to me. So I've
Parks
watched
and
it.
Rec is inspiring.
Well, yes.
I love that.
Yes.
That's so cool.
That's our new tagline, right?
I like that.
We're here to inspire you.
There's a show on HBO, White Lotus, that's about the hotel business. Okay, now I came out of the hotel business. I can't watch it.
Really?
Cannot watch it. Causes stress. Freaks me out. Like, oh my gosh, yes, that happens.
That would happen, yeah.
Yeah. There was an old woman who went to the bathroom, was standing at the front desk.
Yeah.
That happened to me. Yeah. And I had to get, my team had to clean that up. It's just one of those things like, not great memory. So I'm glad you like Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Get inspiration from it.
Yep.
All right. So there's so many things that happen at Dunwoody. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
What is your favorite event? Well, maybe I shouldn't say favorite.
What
are your favorites?
Okay, so let's do two. So Kids to Parks Day, hands down, especially because that story told her with a
say that again. Kids and what?
Kids to Parks Day.
Kids to Parks Day.
Kids to Parks Day. Yep.
This is a Kansas accent. I just don't get. I think Kids to
because I don't have an accent. people misunderstand it.
Kids to Parks Day.
Parks Day.
Okay,
Yeah, not just one park. You're going to all the parks.
Okay.
So the National Park Trust actually began the initiative. I forget the year. Where it's basically it encourages families and kids to get out to the park. I mean, nature is so great for so many reasons. And I remember back in 2016, 2017, was trying to think of events, things to do, because like I said, no one else, had really done it. So everything is coming from scratch, just from this up here. And I saw that, I think at another conference, something, that would be really cool to do. And we've done it ever since, and it grows every year, but it's just a way for us to have families and kids come out to the park, zero cost. We cover just about everything. It's just a fun.
Most of the things that you do are free, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, with the exception of concessions and little things like that. Yeah, we try to make that not be the reason you don't come to an event. I've got 2 little kids myself, and I can tell you if there's a parking fee, or if I'm gonna we're gonna go to this free event and then spend $50 on a meal or whatever. I don't know. So it's like, don't worry about it. We got you. Just come out, let the kids go crazy. We've got a DJ and balloon artists, and get you up on sugar, and then back home you go.
That's the sugar part. I love
the sugar part.
That's so cool.
And it is, and we're very fortunate to have such a great community and council that supports things like that for our for our budget and things like that. And yes, obviously we have a budget for maintenance, but to me that's the fun part. I mean, that's what the taxpayers are paying for. So come out and enjoy it.
That's really great.
So that one for sure, just because the kids. Same thing with Truck or Treat. Anytime you get kids out, it's awesome. But holiday lights. I'm a big holiday. I'm actually ready for fall now, even though it's still 90 degrees outside.
Good.
And I'm so glad that that event was created the way it was. So that actually stemmed out of COVID. We were still, doing things that, social distancing and be very careful, and didn't want a crazy crowd, things like that. And I forget exactly how it happened, but it's just like, let's do something where people can walk, self-guided.
On their own.
And on their own, and it's, do it for a week or two, let people, come do it when they want. It's not just a one time, if you don't do it, it's just, take your time kind of a thing. And the first year we did, kind of very generic, white and blue twinkly lights and things like that. And people loved it. So each year, like a lot of our things, each year it grows and grows and grows.
Better and better, sure.
So we've already got, I'm always planning at least 6 months ahead, so I know exactly what we're doing for that event already and all that. But just all the things, all the components that go into that. Plus we always usually dress up for opening night. That's always fun. But that one's a close second.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So have you guys done anything where you have the lights blink in unison with music or anything yet?
So we have our mega tree
that's
out there every year, and I get to pick the music for that. That's another fun thing I get to do. Yep. It's like a 10, 15-minute looped soundtrack, and I send them the songs and say, here you go, and then they time it to everything.
And the tree blinks in unison to the music. I think that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what's new? What's coming up? What do people need to know about? Maybe it's in the next quarter or even throughout the year, because this video will sit on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So kind of what are the things that people should look for throughout the year? And let's start with the fall.
Start with the fall. So so our Parks and Rec guide for fall and winter comes out the first week of September.
Okay.
And that'll cover September through December. So we're talking about our Groovin' on the Green concert, the one in September, also our finale in October, Truck or Treat in October, Veterans Day in November, and then holiday lights throughout the whole month of December.
Okay, good.
And that's just what we're doing. So we also have all of our partners that, your Sproul, Nature Center, Stage Door, and they've already got everything planned out for the rest of the year. So all of that will be in that Parks and Rec guide. It's a big 40-page online guide that has everything, all of our programs, our amenities.
So it's a guide that's online. You don't print it and send it out.
Nope.
But it works like it's a
Flip book, like
okay,
an online flip book.
good.
Yep.
All right, and that's a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah.
But I love it.
That's great. And so
Yeah.
that's sort of the go-to. If I want to know about what's coming up in an annual basis, that's
Yep.
where everything's going to
Yep.
be listed.
Yeah, we release it seasonally, so January, May, and then September.
Okay.
And then throughout the year, we update our parks, what we call our Parks and Partners calendar.
Okay.
And that's just on our website. And that has everything, again, that we're doing, has the farmers markets dates, Food Truck Thursdays.
Great.
If Sproul has a special workshop or the gallery is doing special exhibition, that's all on there.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
What is the website address? What's the URL?
It's www.dunwoodyga.gov/parks.
Oh, that's easy.
Yep,
So get to the Dunwoody website
Yep.
/parks.
yep,
Good.
yep.
So it's a great segue. The last one is somebody
good.
wanted to find you. Well, let's say, we don't want somebody to find you.
Find me
Yeah, but if
in the
somebody,
park.
if
Yeah.
somebody wanted to reach out to Parks and Rec, had
Yeah.
some ideas, how would they connect with the Parks and Recreation, and where, besides the website what we just hit, where else can people get info?
So we're on Facebook and Instagram, and both of those handles are just Dunwoody Parks and Rec, all string together.
together, okay.
Yep. And then the parks, there's a parks@dunwoodyj.gov email that comes to several of us in the office.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So Dunwoody Parks and Rec, is the and spelled out, or is it
Yes.
the ampersand? Okay,
Yep,
so
spelled out,
Dunwoody
yep.
Parks and Rec, all
Yep.
spelled out.
Yep.
Well, great. I am so glad you came by to
Yeah,
spend some
it's
time with
fun.
us today. I am so impressed with the things that the city of Dunwoody is doing,
Yeah.
and we get to hear about it. We're very connected to the city, and it is great. And I hear, and this came up just recently, that we may be a suburb of Atlanta. We are not a small city as things go,
Nope.
but we still have a very tight-knit community.
Right.
And actually, it was one of our hotel GMs made a comment to me. He says, "Yeah, you know what I've noticed?" And he's newish in our space. He said that in the Dunwoody area, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
He said, "I've already noticed this," and so making sure, from his perspective, really providing great service is important, because everybody gets to hear about it, and that's really
Yep.
true. And I
Yeah.
think it's part of the attractiveness
Right.
of Dunwoody, and it's you greatly complement
Right.
that
It-
between
yeah.
families and individuals and all the things that you do that people can join in on. I think it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and that really is. I mean, it sounds a little kitschy, but that really is why all of us are doing this. And it's like that. I mean, it can be the public service sector can be kind of tough sometimes. You get the kid who says thank you for an event, or you go to the park and you can just tell people are enjoying it, and that's really why we do it. I mean,
Right.
there's it's about bringing people together, like you're talking about. Obviously, we want them to go to the parks and enjoy the amenities and everything, but the event side, the reason I like to do it is you're bringing different groups of people together who maybe normally wouldn't be, and that's why you do it. That's
Yeah.
the whole.
Build community.
That's right.
And we need that.
Yeah.
We as human beings
Yep.
need to be with other human beings. I
Yep.
don't care if you're an introvert, you're an extrovert, still need to have that engagement,
Right.
and you provide that.
Yep,
So I think it's
100%.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Rock. Folks, we're so glad that you joined us today talking about building community. We do appreciate you tuning in, and I wanted to share with you all the great people that help make this work. The show is produced by Discover Dunwoody. Our producer is Madison Holtz. Our sound technician is Emily Inser Gibson. If you would, we'd love for you to pick up one of our stickers, our Dunwoody stickers. You can get these here in our office. Just go right onto our website, discoverdunwoody.com, and you can get our address, or go to the city. You guys have it at the city.
Okay.
Or check out the library. They have them at the library as well. And you're going to pick up a bunch of them. And I think
Or going to the movie tonight. Yep.
there we go. So we're always trying to get these stickers out to you, and they are free. Just come to any of those locations and grab one. On behalf of the entire Discover Dunwoody team, thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media sites. We are Discover Dunwoody. So look for that at Discover Dunwoody, and you'll find us everywhere except on Twitter. Wait a minute, is Twitter still called Twitter? Maybe it's X. Whatever the case is, go find us there. It's Visit Dunwoody, and you can track us down there, or hit our website, discoverdunwoody.com. So thanks again for being with us, and until next time, go out and discover Dunwoody.